Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'll be reviewing the new Hyundai Tucson. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Murdoch Hyundai here in Linden, Utah, for giving me some time with this Tucson. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 24 around town and then 30 on the highway, with power outputs being 187 horsepower and then 178 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So taking a look at the hood, you can see it's raised there on either side, and then they did refresh the light design here, so it's very similar to before. I mean, that's a 2024, for example. But the lights, they kind of pop out a little bit more. Same thing with some of the grille pieces, and then the headlight cluster down below looks a little bit different. And then this is a little bit different, but again, to the untrained eye, it still looks like a Tucson. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 235 by 55 by 19 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see with the wheels, crazy normal Hyundai fashion without the swirl design is what I'll call it. Got these chunky fender flares. You can see the rest of the bodywork there as well. Nice trim around the windows, and well, there's your side profile. And this of course has Hyundai's new Jetson key fob is what I like to call it. So you got your remote start lock and unlock. We've got the self park feature with this. You got the opening for the hatch, nothing there on the other side, but we'll pop it open. Now take a look at the cargo area. It's actually quite spacious in here. It's pretty impressive, and you'll note you got these little latches here on either side to throw down the seats. We also have a 12 volt here in the back as well. And again, this competes with the RAV4, and it's similar in space to the RAV4. When you're all done, just press that and that will lower the hatch right back down. Now taking a look at the taillights, I think they look pretty much identical to before. You still have that same like light bar effect. Got the little turn signal indicators down below actually. But yeah, overall, I mean, I think the Tucson's a good looking car. And again, this is a, you know, not a huge refresh on the exterior, but some small tweaks. Now taking a look at the door panel in the rear, this is interesting. So you've got like this stitching design and the cloth trim, and then more stitching down below. And then look at these seats. Not too crazy, perforated in the center. Getting in is easy. Legroom back here is good. We got a little storage pocket. We've got some vents here in the rear, USB ports as well. And then even though there's a big sunroof, headroom's not too bad. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you can see again with that kind of stitching design and the cloth trim, and then more of that down below. All of our window controls here. Got the mirror adjustments right next to that and the normal placing. And then you can see the quick look at the mirrors. They do have blind spot monitoring. Got memory seats. And then here are the front seats. They do have power adjustments there on the side. You can see more of this cloth trim. It's actually soft touch at the top of the dash too. And ooh. Now take a look at the steering wheel. You've got the new center logo they're putting on all of the Hyundais, interestingly enough. Soft touch all around. You got paddle shifters there on the back. Practical controls in the front like your phone controls, voice command controls. Has adaptive cruise control with lane centering. And then we've got a bunch of stocks here in the back, including a column shifter. And then here's a quick look at the gauge cluster. You can see we can scroll through different bits of info on systems within the car. And we also have the drive mode select here, which doesn't look like, oh, actually it does a little animation there for sport. It doesn't look like it's changing much, but it does a little bit. So 360 camera system, and it's got the cool exterior shot here. Good resolution on that overall, which I think is a pretty cool feature. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, quick response time, super easy to use as well, and you can see it's connected in one unit with the gauge. They've got more of that nice stitching and soft touch at the top of the dash, some storage above the glove box, and then I like that with the vents. It's pretty cool looking. And then this is actually, you know, some physical controls, but a lot of screen action. So it's like a secondary screen with the climate controls there. Got a bunch of charging ports down below as well. And this is pretty spacious, this kind of center console area. Let me turn on the fan speed there. And then we've got some controls here, so for like your auto hold, drive mode, your center lock, or auto stop start, hill descent, so the camera, parking sensors, and then you can see with wireless phone charging pad, some cup holders, center console, nice trim here on the top, and then we do have a panoramic center flip top too. So here's a quick look at the window sticker, 2025 Tucson Limited. Pretty much everything standard equipment. That's how Hyundai does their packages. $41,710 is the total MSRP. And see how it performs. Before we set off, let's talk about visibility. There's over the hood, heads-up display, by the way, blind spot monitoring through both the mirrors. Do it the rest of the rear. And I wonder how many people actually use the fingerprint scanner key. I'm curious on that one, because they're putting it in more and more cars, and it's like, are they putting it in more cars just to have it, or are people actually using it? Let me know if you own a Hyundai product and you use the fingerprint scanner. And then also the Genesis with the eye scanner. Let me know if you guys, if any of you use that, because again, I'm a little bit dubious on that in actual use. But Tucson, it's funny, I just reviewed the Kia version of this, the Sportage, the other day, and now we're in the Hyundai version. And what I'll say right off the bat is comfortable ride. And you know, it's a solid crossover. Seats are comfortable. Like that AC seat function. Yeah, it's nice. This new steering wheel feels pretty cool. It's kind of sporty looking. I like the look of this. I wonder where Hyundai's getting it from though, like why they decided on that for their logo. And I wonder if they're gonna do that. I mean, that would be weird in the exterior of the cars, but I wonder if they're gonna, it's like a hint that they're gonna change the logo. Turn signal camera. Yeah, this thing's loaded up with tech. That's kind of what you're getting with these modern Hyundais, is you're paying for tech. Lots and lots of tech. Some of you might like that, some of you might not care at all. Now we are in the sport mode. We'll unleash all 187 horsepower. Not too bad. Wouldn't call it fast by any means, but it's competitive within the segment for the most part. It's a nice drive. It is truly a nice drive. So, summing things up with the Tucson, and how I remember how to spell Tucson, because I'm a IQ of 5.5, I always say Tucson. That's how I remember how to spell it. So, again, light refresh in the exterior. The untrained eye won't be able to tell the difference. Interior is obviously quite different with this new screen setup and everything. And again, I'm thinking this is just going to be a fad. I don't know, because my guess is that this is cost savings measure for car companies, because they're basically just putting the same screen unit in every single car across the board. So they spill, just one unit. And again, I imagine there's some level of savings with that, but it just doesn't, it's not going to age well. It just doesn't look like it's a part of the car. It's literally just plopped on. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about these giant screens, but I don't really care for them too much, frankly. Functions well, just I don't know, doesn't look pretty. And then, yeah, for the drive, it's solid. I've said this in my Sportage review, I'll say it in this review, they just need to maybe bump up the power on this a little bit so it's more competitive with the RAV4. It's obviously more than competitive with features, it's just the power is a little bit lacking. It's not horrible though. But overall, like I said, Tucson's it's a good car. So let me know what you guys think about the refresh. Let me know what you think about giant screens, and let me know what you think about this compared to the RAV4.